Hello Dollar General friends. In this video I'm going to show you how many stores it took me to get 100 brown dot penny items. The first store I went into, I was very surprised to find the outdoor rugs just sitting in a box on the seasonal aisle waiting for me to grab. I went to the next aisle. They had one of those coffee mugs that's so confusing. They look like the brown dot mugs, but some of them are the yellow club mugs. They look very similar. There's a cat print and a dog print. Every store I went in, I had to pick them up and check which one they were because I got so confused. But I did totally score on a nice pile of cookie cutters. I do plan on turning those into Christmas ornaments. There's a lot of ideas on Pinterest that you can use those cookie cutters to turn them into different things. And since I have 10 dogs, I do like doing a dog-themed Christmas tree, so I am going to make use of those cookie cutters. I headed over to the aisle with all the NCI wall decor and was very surprised to find one of those wooden laptop holders just sitting there. It's really funny. I bought one of those at 70% off and then I had to buy another one at 70% off because my husband wanted one. Then I ended up finding 3 at 90% off and now I found one for a penny. So I've ended up with several of those laptop holders, but they are pretty handy. I did find a couple of shelves, very excited about that. Anything is nice to find for a penny, but the shelves, that's got to be one of my favorite things to find. I did notice this picture frame back there. I knew it was a penny, had to grab that. You just can't go wrong with penny items. I mean, if you don't need them, you're going to find somebody who does need them. So no penny left behind. I make sure I look everywhere. Went through all the shelves, got lucky again, really excited about that one. I didn't find any of those shelf sets at 90% off, so I was definitely happy to find one at a penny. I was hoping to find a set of the picture frames for a penny, but I never did get lucky. I think this is so funny. They've put out Christmas candles since the Christmas items reset. It makes me sad that they're no longer a penny. When I got to the front, they had this display of the novelty goods marked as 90% off brown dot. I thought that was pretty funny. It made it clear that the store did not know what was 90% off brown dot because those are actually full price items. And my total in store number one was 31 items. It was my best store of the whole day. Definitely started out really good in the first store. The second store, I went over to the seasonal stuff and started looking around. They had a bunch of green dot and purple dot and brown dot all mixed together. So I had to really try to pay attention to see what was mixed in. There are a lot of clear glass things that are green dot, but there are a few different kinds that are brown dot. As you see, one of those has the black chalk writing label on the front. 2 of them didn't. I did grab all these monogram beads, even though some of them I don't need the letter. I figured I can do something with the extra blue beads, perhaps. And of course, it was pretty funny. The first one I found was a C, which I did buy one of those at 90% off, since that's actually my initial. I did make sure to walk down the aisle with the rugs and the pillows in every store, just in case I could find something. I didn't get lucky there, but as I rounded the corner in the kitchen stuff, I noticed a pillow on the bottom shelf with the pans. I love this pillow. It says, "Dogs welcome, people tolerated." I absolutely love that. I wanted one of those at 90% off, so finding one for a penny, I think that might be my favorite penny item from this week. Really excited about that one. And of course, I headed over to the dishes. I said multiple times that I expected this to be the week where all the penny items, or at least most of them, are going to be coffee mugs. I expected to come home with a pile of coffee mugs to donate, and I definitely think by the end of this video, you'll see I got plenty of mugs that I can give away. I did grab this stack of bowls, and I didn't notice until I got to the front that one of them was broken. So I asked the lady to just throw that one away, but at least I got one penny bowl. Of course, you have to look through everything on the NCI aisle because every section over there are items that could be mixed in. I found another bead hanging on the side of the clip strip thing there. And then I went to the clearance section just because sometimes you walk by because you never know what you're going to find. And there was one thing of these shower curtain hooks mixed in. Can't leave a penny behind. I think those can be handy. There's a lot of different things you can do with those. I did end up finding 17 items in that store, so it brings my total up to 48 items. When I went in the third store, the first thing I found was some of these mugs that do not have brown dots on them, but they are following the brown dot clearance. They've got kind of a red square price tag on the bottom, and it almost looks like a Christmas tag really, but for some reason they're ringing up as pennies, they're ringing up as a brown dot item. So if you see any cat or dog related mugs that say something about staying positive, like the one I'm fixing to pick up in a second, things like that, make sure you check them. They might be following brown dot even though they don't have a brown dot on them. It's kind of random. I did find 8 items in store number 3, bringing me up to 56 items. I then headed to a 4th store. I once again checked those mugs that keep confusing me. They look like the brown dot mugs, but they're actually yellow clover mugs. I did find one tiny little bowl. I definitely thought I was gonna get lucky in this store. This is the store where I found tons of winter clothes at a penny. So I thought I would get really lucky here, but it was definitely one of my least exciting stores. But if you dig around enough, you can usually find something hiding. I did manage to eventually come out of this store with 5 penny items. Not super exciting, but hey, sometimes you find nothing. So 5 items is great, especially this one. I found 2 of those wall organizers. I think those are really handy. I've got some places I can use those, so I was excited about that. And that brought my total up to 61 items. The 5th store I went in is one that I get no phone service in. I cannot connect to their Wi-Fi. Nothing will scan. I checked out at this store with some penny items one time, and the cashier told me she gets excited when people find penny items because she said, if you know it's a penny, you deserve to get it, because they can't even scan items in there because nothing works. There's just no phone service where the store is located. Luckily, I go in knowing exactly what I'm looking for. I really scored on some of the cutest coffee mugs here. I like the ones that look like the dog and look like a cat. I think those are super cute. Definitely scored walking into this seasonal aisle, just sitting on the regular shelf. Nobody had noticed, I guess. I definitely got lucky there. Plenty more coffee mugs that I can donate. I actually plan on donating these to a new thrift store that opened in my area that donates money to help people with their vet bills. I think that's an amazing cause. So I'm excited to bring them lots of coffee mugs that can hopefully help them raise a couple dollars for a cause that's near and dear to me. And of course, I had to go over to the NCI aisle and see if I could find some more mugs, and there was more mixed in. I kind of knew there would be after I found that many on the seasonal aisle. I knew there'd be some more over there. Like I said, that's the thing I knew I was going to be hunting this week. It's coffee mug week to me. Definitely the most commonly found item when it comes to the brown dots because they're not obvious to the employees. I don't think they work as hard as the shoppers do to memorize what is represented by each dot, which is actually great for us because that means we're going to score more deals because they don't know what's on sale all the time. In this store, I did end up finding 23 items, which brought my total up to 84 penny items. I was excited about this picture frame. I tried to really inspect it. I kind of expected it to be broken, but it just had some wrinkled plastic over the top of it. But another great penny score. This store was my most disappointing store. I was pretty sure I was just about to walk out empty-handed when I looked over and spotted a brown dot plate stacked in the middle of some other plates. And so then I tried to look closer, and that's when I noticed that blue canister as well. So only 2 items in this store, but still, like I said, 2 is better than 0. I can't really complain about that. So that brought my total up to 86 items. The 7th store that I went in was actually a lot of fun. On the seasonal aisle, I found a couple packs of coasters, and I kind of thought that was all I was going to find, because I then looked up at the NCI aisle and there was a customer digging through the dishes. She was stacking some bowls and plates in her cart, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait until she's got whatever she wanted, and when she's done, I'm just going to go over and see if she missed anything. And lucky for me, she did miss some stuff. I've kind of got an eagle eye for finding things sometimes, I think, and I really do a good job of memorizing what I'm looking for by making these videos and then watching them over again myself. It kind of sticks the stuff in my brain. So a lot of this stuff just stood out to me instantly. So even though she had already shopped it, I got a very good haul from this store. I found 17 items, but there were a lot of items I was excited about. These treat canisters, I didn't find any of those even at 90% off, so I was happy to get those at a penny. And the cashier, when I got to the front, was really funny. She told me that she had already had 2 people come in and buy penny items, that I was the 3rd that checked out with stuff that day. So I don't know if people were leaving stuff behind that they didn't want, or if they just accidentally left these items behind, but I was happy to take them. I do believe in the no penny left behind policy. That's how I like to do things. So my total was brought up to 103 items when I went in this store, and I did give 3 of the wine glasses away to the cashier. She was really excited about them, so I asked which car was hers, and I went over and tied it on her car door before I left so that she would have a bag of the wine glasses, because it's always nice to be able to make somebody's day and give them a little gift. Reignite their hope in humanity. If you can do something like that, it's always a nice thing. And then after this store, I went to store number 8, and I found a few items, not a ton, but I got plates, which I'd only found 1 in another store, so that was nice. But this cashier was very annoyed with me. He was like, I guess I gotta go back there and get the rest of these. And I assured him there was going to be nothing left because I found everything that they had. But he just kept repeating how he was gonna have to go get the rest. Like, I don't know if that was supposed to threaten me. I'm like, I don't know what your point is. I already bought what I wanted. But whatever. He was grumpy, but not the greatest way to end the day. But I already had my 100 items for the day, so I had already been successful, and that's all that mattered to me. So I did end up finding a total of 110 items in 8 stores. It was a great day. Let me know in the comments, did you find a bunch of items? Until next time, guys. Bye.